Huge implications in this game. We cannot stress it enough how big this 4:30 game on Saturday is. You know the 1 and the 2 seeds, they're going neck and neck. They've already clinched their divisions. The Ravens and the Steelers, it's wide open in the AFC North. The Ravens can steal this thing with 3 victories, and if the Steelers lose 2, you look at the standings here. Steelers beat the Ravens when they played earlier this season. Remember the Peyton Wilson interception on Justice Hill? Well, if the Ravens can tie this thing up and make it them both being the same record, well, then it would just be a dog fight to the end, and we'll see how the final 2 weeks play out.
I love it. I love when situations like this happen towards the back end of the season. It makes it reasons to watch. Peter, who needs this win more then?
I think it's got to be the Ravens, Jamie. I think the Ravens here have been hovering in this second tier in the NFL. Like you've got your power teams we always talk about with the Eagles and the Lions and then the Chiefs and the Bills. And even the Steelers were included with that and the Vikings this year. The Ravens are in that next tier because of all those losses they had earlier in the season. But when you look coming off the bye, what they did to the Giants last week, where their offense suddenly became a juggernaut through the air, and Lamar threw 5 touchdowns, and they looked multidimensional, and they looked like they came out of the bye ready to take on anybody. They control their own destiny in this AFC North if they can take care of business and they can knock the Steelers off. You look at this record, 9-5. You get to 10-5, and the Steelers are 10-5, and then both of you guys have 2 games to end the season. You got to hope for a little help, obviously, because if you go through all the tiebreakers, the Steelers might, in the end, have the better divisional record. But if I'm looking at the Ravens, do I want to go on the road, wild card weekend, and have to go and face one of those division winners? Or can I get a home playoff game and then have them come into M&T, and then we go on the road and we go on our run? I think it's that much more important. Lamar is putting together maybe his best statistical season of his career, and he's had 2 MVPs under his belt. It's hollow if it's another wild card loss, especially on the road. It means something if these guys can go on a run. I think it starts this Saturday against the Steelers. I'm going with Baltimore. It means more to them.
I'm going right there with you, Peter. I absolutely believe it. Pittsburgh, Houston, Cleveland, that's the path for the Baltimore Ravens. I look at the Steelers. The Steelers, they have Baltimore, Kansas City, Cincinnati. And so even after this game, they're going to have to face the Kansas City Chiefs, which we know they can be complicated because they don't appear to be having all the things hit, but they find a way to win. So that changes everything. But I think when I look at this, I see the Ravens and I go, the Ravens, they need this win because moving forward, they create the most complication in the playoffs when I look at what they're capable of doing. You talked about Lamar Jackson playing lights out. Don't forget, not you, of course, but Derrick Henry playing outstanding. Mark Andrews playing outstanding. That's a combination you don't want to see in the playoff series because I look at what they're able to do offensively. Moving the ball, to me, it is critical that you have a running back that can move the ball like Derrick Henry. And I look at the AFC matchup. I don't know that there's a better running back in the AFC than Derrick Henry himself. So I'm going Baltimore Ravens because they have the most likely chance to make it all the way to the AFC Championship and perhaps win it all.